Well, obviously, if you're here on this part two, you know because you know. See, you get me? The fact of the matter is any of the Social Security Administration and Department of Treasury and military defense and everything else is in its own environment, which means it's not hardwired to the outside. It ain't plugged in. But the fact of the matter is periodically when funds flow out of the Department of Treasury, well, guess where they go? They go into a digital transfer into a what? Bank. A public outlet, you see. Now, different breaches and different things that happen to the banks, where people's taking $50,000 or $50 million worth of money from, it didn't come out of the Social Security account. It came out of the banks, the private banks' accounts. So, just so you know, the fact of the matter is you got to follow the money. Don't be looking over there because you think, oh, that's exciting. I think I'm just going to watch that crazy video because I like the way the guy, his screen, his backgrounds, whatever it is, but that takes you away from the plot and the plan. So note that any money that was ever discovered missing from the Social Security Administration is some bullshit. Each individual account that money goes into every month goes into that account. It's the bank's responsibility to know if somebody's coming in the bank as a person, a real person, or are they dead, or are they alive. The bank's responsibility was, we don't know. We just mail out this bank card whenever it expires to Mrs. Lulabelle fucking Fisher down there at the end of Dunka fucking Bakalaka, road. So the banks, if discovered in all of this bank, what's been happening with the banks, you see the vulnerabilities behind their structure and the ways that their security and all that stuff's involved. It means that, sure, some of the banks are insured for their losses, but the banks have just realized that, hey, guess what? You could be in it for somewhere around $1.7 trillion all of a sudden. All of the banks, these banksters. So, follow the money. And until that next, you only know, if you know video happens to pop out there, sometimes you might have to just read between the lines and come to the common sense conclusion of whatever it is you determine it to be, and there's only foresight.